There we go. All right, yay! Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. For those that don't know me, I am Renee Carbone-Fleming, and besides unapologetically inspiring moms over 40 to build their fuck it fund and unleash their inner badass queen, I'm really excited to share with you Touchstone Tuesday, and I am sharing and spilling the tea with Carrie Wall today. Carrie Wall, hello, hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you. Um, we are going to share, I'm going to ask you some questions because you started your Touchstone Crystal career back in what, 2015, right?
15, yep.
2015, October, right? Because it was your
Yes.
birthday month.
It was my birthday month, and I was also taking my husband on a 40th birthday weekend. So I vividly remember the start date because of that reason in particular.
Oh my God, fantastic. Fantastic. And I wanted to do this and share so people can see out there how, we might come from different walks of life, different
Mhm.
backgrounds, different reasons why we joined, but that, we're just real women having a freaking blast, building our sparkle biz and, sharing it with others. So,
Mhm.
want to share like how we met? Well, we met at a
Yeah.
party, but do you want
Yeah,
to
we
share
did.
why you decided to join
Yeah.
Touchstone?
Well, Renee and I met at a Touchstone Crystal party. One of my very best local mom friends, Jen, was having a jewelry party. And I'm going to be really honest with you, Renee, I did not want to go. I had taught skating. I'm a figure skating coach by trade. So I had taught a long day on the ice. I was really tired. I remember I brought a change of clothes to get changed in the bathroom to go to this party. And I really honestly was like, I really don't want to go. But I was like, I love Jen, and I'll just go for a couple, an hour, have a cocktail, whatever, right? And so I went to the party, and first off, I instantly fell in love with our jewelry collection. It was stunning. And Renee, you were awesome. You were so much fun at the party. And then we were sitting at checkout, and you asked me about the business opportunity, and I pretty much said no. I was like, nope, don't have time. No time for me to do something like that. And I was like, I'll book a party though. And I booked the party primarily because I love my girlfriend Jen and
Mhm.
I wanted her to benefit and I loved the jewelry. So I really wanted more jewelry.
Yeah.
So that's sort of how I was introduced to Touchstone. I actually had never heard of it before. I had never been to a home party that was for like a retail product, like jewelry or clothing. This was my first experience with that. So it was a lot of fun. That's like my most vivid memory was like I just had a lot of fun at the party. And so then I scheduled my party and my party date was October 21st. And that's how much I remember this, right? That's how meaningful
Wow.
it was to me.
Yeah.
Renee called me before my party and shared a little bit more about the business opportunity. And for me, one, I just like that she called me and like actually followed up with me and asked me again. And number two, what Renee didn't really know at the time was that I had two daughters in competitive sports. My oldest daughter was a competitive horseback rider. And if any of you out there have a child in horseback riding, it's the most expensive sport in the world. It's so expensive. And my other daughter was playing club soccer, which is expensive as well. So we were struggling to keep up on some of those bills for the kids' sporting expenses. And I had racked up some credit card debt.
Mhm.
What woman doesn't love to shop, right? And so I was like, you know what? Maybe this could be my answer to paying off some of my debt that I had incurred. I knew I loved the product and I knew I really liked Renee. Like, I liked that she was personable. I liked that she followed up with me. So I thought, what the heck? It was short money. I was already in debt, Renee. So why did I care if I had a little more, right? And so that's kind of why I joined.
And then see, I love that. But at the time, tell them again what you were doing. So you
Oh,
have
okay.
three children.
Yep.
How old
I,
were they?
oh gosh. I'm gonna have to do some math, and that's not my
I
strong
know.
suit. Hold on, hold on. I think Emma was 13, Katie was 9, and then Callie was 4, turning 5. And I mean, I was working full time. I mean, I was a skating coach, but I didn't carry a cup of dunks around the rink and sit on the wall. I was actively working probably about 8, sometimes 10 hours per day. Monday through Friday, and on Saturdays for about 5 or 6 hours, and physically demanding.
Right.
So I did not have a lot of time at all.
No, and you are an Olympic figure skating coach. Like, let me just put that out there for the world because Carrie Wall is not the type to toot her own
No.
horn, but I am here to toot away on you. So yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, you had a lot and
Yeah.
a very demanding career that you loved. I mean, it's
I
not something that
yeah.
you disliked. You loved what you were doing and you were
Yes.
very successful at it,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah, I mean, I loved what I did. I think deep down, the one thing I didn't love was the amount of time it took away from my family because coaching at that high elite level definitely required me to travel quite a bit, and not traveling, 2 hours away, traveling on a plane 13 hours away to South Korea or Japan. So I love and still do love skating and coaching skating. It's always going to have a really special place in my heart. And I love the opportunity that it provided for me and the people that I met along the way. But what I didn't love was the time it took away from my kids because they were young.
yeah, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. And what was your like? Did you have a sparkle moment, an aha that you were like, Touchstone Crystal is the place I want to be, and where you felt like you belonged?
Yeah, so it was probably the second year I went to what it's called Glam Jam. It's our national conference. And that was in 2017. And I can vividly remember there was this trip to Punta Cana announced. And my sister and I have a twin sister who also did Touchstone with me. She joined my Touchstone Crystal team. Like I had my launch. She was like, I'm doing this too. And so I remember
Nugget.
sitting there. No, I know Nugget. We love you, Nugget, if you're
I love you,
watching.
Nugget.
I remember sitting there in the conference, and it was dark, and they were, playing all the video footage. And my sister and I pinky swore that we would be on this trip. And at that same conference, we were also in the director parade, and I really got like really like just excited getting to be part of that group and walking in that parade. So that was probably when I had like this little flame lit in my heart that said, "What if?" I don't think I had the confidence in that moment. I was like watching all these people on stage. Renee was one of them, and they're talking and they're like giving these incredibly moving and motivational speeches, and they're training us on different tools in our business to help us. And everybody was so awesome and loving and kind. But I just like was like, I don't know if I can be that girl.
Yeah,
But I did have this like little flame that like kind of lit up in that moment.
that's awesome. And then when did you get that additional spark that you needed to know, yup, oh, I see, I can totally freaking do this.
I think it started by achieving the first trip incentive, to be honest with you. It was that trip and like going like, "Oh my God, I did it. Like I'm one of those girls. Like I
Yeah.
earned a trip for free." And that was sort of shocking to me. And went on the trip, and then I got to meet some amazing women who, again, like I looked at on stage as these like rock stars,
Yeah.
but then I like realized sitting on the beach with them that they were just like normal women, and they all had their own personal story, and they were all so welcoming. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm this and you're that. They just really embraced everyone there. And probably most specifically, I got to meet a woman named Robin Hayek on that trip. And she had been a speaker on a call that I had been a participant. And I was like, my eyes were like probably big as saucers and like starstruck by her. And it was just her like really kind of like loving on me. Like I was just her, sideways sister, right? Like I was totally equal to her.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, oh, wow, like this is not only a great company that has a great product, but it has a great community.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of first realized that. I mean, I could go on and on, but there's just so many. I just had such an incredible experience on that first trip. And then I realized I'm never not earning a trip. And so I like rolled out the red carpet. It was so much fun. I remember getting like a little like cocktail when I walked
Yeah.
in and like gift on my bed. I was like, holy cow, this is awesome. And
Right.
so then I just kind of worked alongside you, you know what I mean, with your encouragement to kind of just like slowly grow my business and move up the Touchstone Crystal Sparkle ladder.
Sparkle ladder, and you did
Mhm.
it. You promoted to senior director. I'll never forget that moment. It was August 2019,
19.
right?
Yep.
2019 that you promoted to senior director. You earned your first free BMW.
Yep.
We had that party at your house. Your team
Yes.
members came, and Stephanie, who was another senior director in my lineage, she came. We had that
Yep.
BMW powwow picture with all three of us.
That
That
was
was
fun.
fun, a little photo shoot. So, how did that feel? Like when you were like,
Mm,
I am, was it, I mean, because I know you don't toot your own horn, but it is, of course, rewarding. And you're like, oh my God, right? Were you
yeah.
like, how did you feel when you saw that? Okay, senior director, I freaking did it. I'm Carrie
Yeah.
freaking Wall. Like,
I was so proud of myself. And I think that started actually when I was asked in 2019 to speak at Glam Jam.
yeah,
And I was not a senior director in that moment. And I was a key director. And so that meant I was almost a senior director. And so it was really that opportunity to be one of those women that I had looked at, you know, at Glam Jam in 2016 and 17. And I was like, oh, wow, like they're like rock stars. And then me being asked to be part of that in 2019 as a speaker, and I was the closing speaker. And then after that, like to have like people in the company, like Barbara McGovern, I'll never forget it, like came up to me. We have a big party, by the way, at the end of Glam Jam, which is super fun.
yeah.
And she came up to me and she, you know, was like, you're a rock star, you're going places, kid. And
I remember that. I
yeah,
remember that exact phrase that
yeah,
she used. I love it.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
It was really, those words that she spoke to me were so meaningful and motivating. And then I thought to myself, I'm doing this. Like, I'm going to get it done next month. Our Glam Jam's in July. I'm going to get it done in August. And so I did it. And I actually, you know, achieved it a few days before the end of the month. And I do remember like looking at our back office and seeing it light up in green,
Yeah.
senior director. And I was just really proud of myself because um, I had never done something on my own.
Mhm.
You know, I had always had a coaching partner, and I had never just built something that was purely mine. And so when I did that, I'm going to get like a little emotional. I was just, the incredible sense of self-worth in that moment was something I'll never forget. And I just thought to myself, like, oh my gosh, like I did it. I'm Carrie freaking Wall. Like I
Yeah,
did it. You know what I mean? So it was amazing.
that's wonderful. I'm so proud of you. And
Thank you.
it really is the women. It's funny because as newer consultants, when we're at, national conferences or on a trip and we see these other women, right?
Hmm.
All have those, oh my gosh, these women are freaking
Yeah.
stars. And we don't have the belief, at least most consultants early on in their career,
Mm,
they don't have the belief that they can do that, what this other person did.
right.
And what I love about this company is we see so many different people. Like I
Hmm.
know I don't speak as clear and wonderful, perhaps as you, as Lori Kelly, as Becky Bishop. Like I look at certain women that are just way more polished with their verbiage and their presentation skills.
Hmm.
Me, I'm like the crazy, circus monkey. I'm like, oh my God, that's me. But what I love is that we learn from so many other people,
Yeah.
and it's until we understand and we have that belief in us that sometimes other people have to love on us in order for us to
Yes.
believe it. But then
Yes.
once we recognize that we can be ourselves, we don't have to, I don't have to be you. I don't have to be Betsy. You don't have to be
Hmm.
Barbara. You can be Carrie freaking Wall and you can build an amazing freaking business, even through the last couple of years that have been,
Yeah. Yep.
right?
For
I love
sure. For sure.
I love that. What a sisterhood. Uh,
Hmm.
what what has been the most unexpected lesson that you learned through your Touchstone journey?
Um, well, I don't know if it's an unexpected lesson, but I will definitely share with anybody who's watching that, if you have a dream in your heart and you surround yourself with um, people who support you and love on you, like you said, Renee, like
Yeah.
anything is possible. Um, the lesson probably learned, and this was maybe a hard lesson to learn, is that um, you're going to have to fall a few times
Mhm.
and dust yourself off, and then keep on going. And, I failed quite a few times along the way. But again, going back to that community, and that's what I love about our company to this day, because I had community, I had Renee's support, I had my Sideways sisters on our team, Sparkle Queens, that really just lifted me up and supported me. Even when I fell, I knew there was like a hand ready to like pull me up. And I guess that was my hardest lesson to learn, was that there was going to be failure along the way, because I'm a super perfectionist. So that was a really hard thing for me, was to accept that I'm going to fail
Yeah.
and I'm going to make mistakes along the way, but it's all going to be okay, because unlike some of the other like endeavors that I had pursued in the past, with whether it be skating or through education, going to college, whatever it was, like if I had failed, like I was kind of on my own, right? This was something that was like so unheard of, I guess, the community and the support that we have. And also our corporate office. Like I would be remiss if I didn't say like how awesome they are.
Yeah, yeah, every single person. I love that. You gave me chills because it really is a community that people just don't know until
Yeah.
they're here, and then they're like, "Wow,
You
we
just
just."
don't get it. Like, right? Like I honestly, like, even I try and explain this to my husband, he's like, he doesn't get it. And I'm like, it's just, there's something incredibly special about our community here at Touchstone Crystal. And just working with like-minded people, right? Because we have men and women
Yeah,
consultants.
yep,
We have a few guys in our organization as well. So I get, it's just, it's really interesting. And the other thing is, I always share with my husband, who he's a teacher, that I found this like crazy, Renee, like, because I didn't know this, you didn't tell me this part, like that we get like special little gifts every month, you know what I mean? Just for doing our job. And honestly, like those really jazzed me in the beginning. I was like, oh, I like these little like incentives that I get, whether it's like Swarovski swag, or whether like, here's my keychain, like it's right in front of me, Swarovski swag, or like free jewelry and stuff like that. And I always say to my husband, my gosh, teachers in general work really hard, right? And I see it firsthand how hard they work, especially now. And they don't get any special little sparkle bonuses.
um,
And I know, I just, so that's another thing that like, I just like couldn't even believe it. Like, you know what I mean? Wow, I'm doing my job, I'm getting paid, and I'm getting these little gifts along the way. That's pretty awesome.
yeah, that's you know what, that's a really, great thing that you added because a lot of people don't most people go to work and they're lucky if they get a thank you
Yeah,
at the end of
exactly.
the day, right?
Hmm.
And,
Hmm.
we show up to meetings and we get applauded. Like,
Yeah,
"Oh my god, so excited to see you." And, "Oh, you rock. No, you're the best. No, you're" and hugging on each other. And it's like, this is not the way we're used to seeing the real
right,
world, but
right.
what I love is that this is our real world, and we
Yeah,
want more people to actually experience this is how life should be. You should be able
totally.
to wake up with this like grateful heart in this community of,
Hmm.
empowered women. So I'm really excited to share this with everyone. Couple of final thoughts. In
Sure.
your experience, right? I have to use my badass queens. How does Touchstone Crystal empower women, especially
Mhm.
those over 40, to unleash the inner badass queen?
Wow, I am over 40, and so I fall into that group. And I just think that, and I don't know if this is exactly what you're looking for, but I think as a woman who is over 40,
Mhm.
um, God, man, there's just like so much stuff, right? There's like the kids, the spouse if you're married, the day job, the pressure of society, right? And I think that, Badass Queens just empowers women, that doesn't matter like where you came from, how old you are. your background, your educational background, whatever it is, that if you, again, like going back to what I said, if you have that little burning desire in your heart, like you can be a badass queen, right? It does not matter.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yes. We have so many badass queens. Okay, so to wrap this up, of course, I'd be remiss without talking about the jewelry. Do you have a favorite piece of jewelry that you're
Oh
like,
gosh, yes.
my,
Okay, favorite pieces. I have so many that I love, but
yeah,
I love wrap star bracelets. Those are like one of my favorite because they're super lightweight, they're easy to wear. I love, okay, I'm a huge earrings girl. So before Touchstone, I did not wear a lot of jewelry, Renee. I would typically just wear earrings every day. And if I went to a skating competition, I might like wear a couple bracelets. Never wore a necklace a day in my life until I joined Touchstone. I always felt like they were choking me. But I do love our necklaces. I'm wearing one right now.
yeah.
But favorite pair of earrings, probably Millionaire Club stud earrings. Always everyday go to. Ladies, keep a set in your car for those days that you're getting ready really fast and you forget to put your earrings on. You have your Millionaire Club stud earrings in your cup holder, ready to go in an emergency.
That's a,
And yeah, I always, for a nice little statement earring, I do love the Twist of Fate, gold and silver. You know,
oh,
those are
beautiful.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are super pretty.
Oh, good. Well, thank you so much for your
You're
time.
welcome.
This is
You're
super
welcome.
awesome. Yes, again, I am so proud of you. You've built
Thank
an
you.
incredible organization. You continue to inspire and shine within
Mhm.
and to others. And for those that did not connect the dots, that is the name of Carrie Wall's a Sparkle organization. Because one of the things that I do love is that as you promote to senior director, it's kind of like the bird that leaves the nest. It's like, and then the proud mama watches and goes like, "Oh my gosh, the birdie's left," right? But that's when you have your own organization and you like run. And until that, well, we're still always partners, but it's
Yes,
it's been an
absolutely.
amazing, amazing, special thing to have you in my life and to watch you build
Thank you.
something
Oh
so
my
special.
gosh.
I just
Thank
love
you
you
so much.
and wish
Yeah.
you nothing but continued massive success.
Yes. And I will see you in just a couple days.
Just a couple of days. I'll see you
Yes.
soon. Florida,
Yeah.
here we come.
I know. I know. Let's hope it's warm because I want to get away from the snow.
I hope so. Sounds good. Thank you,
Awesome.
love.
You're welcome.
Have
Thank
a great
you.
day. You bet. Bye.
Bye.